happen. Certainly my friends from Norway and Vianode, we spent a couple of years over meals trying to make this come to fruition in St. Thomas also, but would not have happened without the provincial government helping us do it. St. Thomas is proud of where it now sits and what it is now doing. We've always been an automotive community, and funny, we still are, but in a strangely different scientific way than we used to be. And we're so proud for the citizens of St. Thomas to be able to recognize the generational change we've been able to do here in St. Thomas with the industries we've attracted. Vianode now being the newest and the most exciting. We've seen their facilities in Norway. We know what it can do in St. Thomas, and we know the generational change it will make to the employment of our youth in St. Thomas. So many grandparents have come up to me and said, Mayor, you know what's happened? You've made it where our kids can stay home, where our kids can work in a community where they grew up and buy a house in a community where they grew up, and we'll continue to think that that's our plan in the city of St. Thomas. Thank you. I'm introducing MP, please. And I wish I could just remember what your name was.
It's because I'm a last-minute fill-in.
Oh,
How are you supposed to know?
Doing well. Well, thank you, and welcome to St. Thomas. By the end of the day, we'll know each other well.
Let me tell you, Mayor, it is my absolute pleasure to be here. Very exciting occasion. My name is Lisa Hefner. I am the Member of Parliament for Hamilton Mountain here on behalf of the federal government. So great to be here alongside Premier Ford. Happy birthday.
Thank you, Lisa.
Minister Fedeli, great to catch up with you, and great to get to know Mayor Preston, Minister Flack, and this incredible company, Vianode. Thank you for hosting us here today in St. Thomas. Look at us, federal, provincial, municipal, industry, all here on the stage working together. And this project is a first of its kind. It's through our newly assembled Critical Minerals Production Alliance. This was one of 26 critical minerals investments that we announced last month in Toronto at the G7 Energy and Environment Ministerial. The Production Alliance was created to strengthen our critical mineral supply chains around the world. And so that's why this partnership and support from Vianode is so exciting, as the mayor said. This facility being built here will contribute to a strong North American supply chain and critical to all of our most strategic industries. And thanks to this partnership with the Government of Ontario and other international partners, this project and projects like this one will keep Canada competitive and keep Canada clean. Developing critical minerals right here in St. Thomas will help power clean energy. It will support industries that range from manufacturing to defense. And it's just another example that Canada clearly has the resources. Canada has the critical minerals that the world wants. Vianode is such an innovative and strong addition to Canada's energy industry, and I can tell you the federal government is over the moon with its newfound partnership. So proud that Vianode chose Canada for its first large-scale, low-emission synthetic graphite production facility in North America. This is how we build Canada strong. We do it together and with projects like these. So thank you very much, and with that, I will turn things over to Minister Flack.
Well, thank you, Lisa. It obviously is a great honor and pleasure to be here today. It's great to be here in wonderful St. Thomas in Elgin County for some good news. And an absolute pleasure to stand beside my favorite mayor in St. Thomas, Mayor Preston, my friend for many decades, Premier Ford, obviously, and my colleague, Minister Fedeli, for yet another success story for St. Thomas. One that the Premier will share about shortly, along with Minister Fedeli. I am also proud to stand beside Vianode CEO, Burkhard Strobe, who I am sure we'll be seeing and hearing a lot from in the months and years ahead. Throughout Elgin, Middlesex, and London, we are experiencing unparalleled economic growth. Over the past years, it's been exciting to see the number of companies expand and grow their roots right here in our community. PowerCo, Element 5, and now Vianode. These investments represent good-paying, sustainable local jobs. They generate positive ripple effects throughout our local economy, accelerating the demand for more housing, more critical infrastructure like water, wastewater, schools, and healthcare. Under Premier Ford's leadership, our government has delivered historic investments to meet this demand, and we will continue to do so for all Ontarians. This is how we are growing Ontario and building thriving communities right here at home. When we were elected in 2018, Premier Ford made a commitment to protect Ontario's position as an economic powerhouse not only in Canada but throughout North America. Despite the global uncertainties we now face, we continue to see that commitment realized. Today is a perfect example. I know my colleague, Minister Fedeli, has worked tirelessly to forge new strategic alliances and make Ontario the jurisdiction, the province, the community of choice for companies right around the world. His efforts, alongside Mayor Preston and his council, have made today possible. So well done, Minister Fedeli. Thank you very much. I will now turn it over to Vianode CEO Burkhard Strobe. But before I do, I want to reiterate how honored we are that Vianode chose St. Thomas for its new facility. Thank you all very much. Minister Fedeli.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Good morning.
Good morning.
Premier Ford.
Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Fedeli, Mr. Flack, Member of Parliament O'Rourke, Mayor Preston, dear distinguished guests, business partners, and colleagues. I would like to start by saying thank you for all your support. Thank you, Doug Ford, and it's a special honor that you decided to celebrate your birthday with Vianode and with all of us. Really appreciate this. Normally,
birthday present ever. The best.
Normally I would sing a song, a birthday song now, but I guess I spare everybody today. So thank you very much for your support. Thank you, Ontario. Thank you very much to invest in Ontario, to the Canadian government, to invest in Canada, and to the great team here in St. Thomas. If I just look around, I see so many friendly and familiar faces of people who supported our journey in the last 2 years. A very special thank you goes out to Vic Fedeli, who supported us and shared our enthusiasm from the very first time we met back in April 2024. I believe on the joint journey, Vic has become a friend of Vianode and a personal friend. Without all your support, we would not be here today announcing the largest synthetic graphite anode material plant in the Western world and the most sustainable one worldwide. Vianode is a Norwegian company with the vision to supply anode graphite for the carbon-neutral society. Synthetic anode graphite is by weight the largest part in lithium-ion batteries. Today, close to 100% of synthetic graphite for electromobility, stationary energy storage, and many strategically important and critical industries and infrastructure depends on imports from Asia and China. Ontario and Canada have built an impressive automotive value chain, including electromobility and an ecosystem for lithium-ion batteries. Just one important part, a real enabler is missing. Or should I say, was missing. Our investment to produce synthetic graphite here in St. Thomas will address and solve both Western North American, Ontario and Canada challenges. Firstly, a resilient supply chain for a G7 critical mineral. And secondly, closing a gap in the automotive and EV value chain here in Ontario. In a phased approach, starting with 35,000 tons production per year, we plan to build up to 150,000 tons annual anode material production, which is sufficient for approximately 3 million EVs. Initially, we will create approximately 300 highly qualified jobs, bringing additional employment and economic growth through ripple effects to the city of St. Thomas and the local communities. We will be a proud and responsible citizen of St. Thomas and a member of the Ontario business community. We will be an important contributor and driver of building up a scientific network and competence center for lithium-ion batteries, driving technology development and innovation. Today is a great day for Vianode, and as described, for Ontario, Canada, and North America. We are closing the gap of one of the greatest vulnerabilities of our economies and societies in the field of critical minerals, synthetic graphite. And we do it in the most sustainable way possible. Due to Vianode's proprietary technology, we will reduce the CO2 emissions by up to 90% compared to today's supplies, technologies, and sources. Again, all of this would not have been possible without your support. Recognizing that what we have achieved is an important milestone also means recognizing that the real work is just starting now. There will be challenges along the way, and I'm looking forward to continue.
Unlike regular old hoodies, the bearskin hoodie is actually built for the outdoors, and it can stand up to the toughest.
Together, we will realize Vianode's mission to deliver the most efficient solution to reduce battery industry's emission. Thank you very much for coming. Thank you very much for your support and interest. And with this, I would like to invite the Honourable Minister, Vic Fedeli, to the mic. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Burkhard.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
You're the best. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Burkhard. It is a real honor to be here today. Thank you for traveling from Norway to be with us here today. And in the spirit of today's celebration, it feels fitting to reflect a little bit on the path that led us here to this very moment. In 2021, Vianode opened the doors to their first plant in Herøya in Norway with a simple yet ambitious goal in mind, and that was to become a major North American graphite supplier. And under the leadership of Burkhard, these ambitions were met with action. And in time, it became apparent that Ontario would have played an important role in the Vianode story. So as you heard from Burkhard, our discussions began back in April of 2024. We met during one of our missions to Germany, and Burkhard showcased to us what it is that they wanted to do. It's not only that Ontario was a strategic location, but a reliable, resilient, and competitive business partner ready to take on this unprecedented project. Later that June, we had the great pleasure of visiting first their demonstration site in Norway, which proved out the value chain that they saw, and then the full-scale facility in Norway where we met Emanuele. And we saw really firsthand this massive opportunity for Ontario. And again, it really became crystal clear that Ontario and Vianode would be a natural match. And as time went on, that vision for excellence and for growth and for opportunity became a reality. But nothing, Premier, beat the day that you met with Burkhard and closed the deal. I want you to all know that Premier Ford is the single greatest closer that we have. And thanks to that day, we still have a great memory of the handshake. We remember it well. It was just such a beautiful feeling. And it took a lot of work on behalf of Invest Ontario to turn the handshake into a letter of intent and into term sheet and all those other good technical things, but it was really, really an important day. Our Senior Economic Officer, Ernst Leweger, is here from Germany to witness this today as well, as you were, Ernst, when you were in Norway witnessing the opening of the plant as well. What I'm trying to say, it's teamwork. And so that's why we're standing here today to celebrate what's not only a landmark moment for your company, Burkhart, but it's a landmark moment for Ontario's economy. Now, Burkhart and Emmanuel, we really thank you for putting your faith in the people of St. Thomas, because we all know here there are exceptional workers, our industrial capacity, and our government's plan to position Ontario as a leading supplier for strategic industries. Now, Premier, I'm going to just veer for 1 second. I promise it won't take long. You know, since Premier Ford and our government have been elected in 2019, we have landed $110 billion worth of foreign direct investment. But I only bring that up now because more than 10% of it, Mayor Preston, is here. Between the Volkswagen site, Element 3, and now Vianode, that accounts for 10% of the entire foreign direct investment that we've achieved. So I just wanted to throw that little tidbit out, Premier. So the countless of others who've supported these discussions over the years, including, as I mentioned, Invest Ontario and Invest in Canada, our Trade and Investment Office in Munich. We are very grateful. Minister Flack, again, this is your turf. You've landed 10% of all of our foreign direct investment. You can give it a break for a day. Take the weekend off. Just take the weekend off tomorrow, but then take the weekend off. But again, the single greatest closer in the business is Premier Ford. So we thank you all for your unwavering dedication to the province, to the people here, and everybody who's been the driving force behind this. So closer, it's time for you to speak.
Okay, buddy. No, it's all good. Well, first of all, good morning, everyone. It's a beautiful day here in St. Thomas. I want to thank Minister Fedeli for all the nice words, actually, Vic. That's the first time you've given me all those nice words. See, I sit beside Vic for 7 years, and when you're he's an absolute champion. And Mayor, yes, that's what I call Mayor Preston. Joe, you're an incredible person, but I love his approach. We have 444 great mayors right across our province, but I've never met someone that solves issues, solves problems, closes deals like Mayor Preston. And I love, he always says, and I probably don't have the right terminology, but he says, ask me a question, the answer is yes, we can do it. That's the difference between him and a lot of other folks out there. As well, I first of all want to welcome our great partnership with MPP Lisa Hefner. And a matter of fact, I'm heading to your town right after this, Hamilton Mountain. We have a great relationship. Now, where I'm going with this, folks, it doesn't matter political stripes. When we all work together, municipal, provincial, and federal, we attract incredible companies like Vianode. Most importantly, I want to thank Burkhart and the entire team, and Emmanuel, thank you as well for joining us today and for their relentless work to make today a reality. And Burkhart, I remember that day. He was over at the house with Vic, and we sat in these chairs beside each other, and we shook hands. And Vic has a picture of that. It was just in a little solarium, but it's amazing when you build relationships. I always say build relationships, break bread with someone, and we're just so grateful for your confidence in our team and Ontario and the mayor and the federal government. That's how we get things done. Folks, with the tariffs and economic uncertainty taking direct aim at our economy, and a direct aim at every economy in the entire world, targeting workers and businesses, our government is doing everything we can to protect communities, businesses, people's jobs, families right across Ontario. And that's why we're doubling down on our more than $220 billion to build infrastructure right across our province. That includes right here in St. Thomas. Folks, you look at the field behind us, this is going to be a booming area, and all thanks to Vinode and Burkhard's great leadership. We're going to create jobs and grow Ontario's economy so we have the revenues we need to invest back into the social programs that Ontario families rely on. Folks, I always say the foundation of our healthcare system, our infrastructure, our education, and everything else relies on one thing. That's our economy. It relies on companies like Vinode to come here and invest and create new opportunities. We're investing over $41 million to build the new St. Thomas Catholic Secondary School to provide 826 new student spaces once complete. And that doesn't happen without companies, again, like Vinode coming here and opening up. And we're providing record funding to support housing enabling infrastructure, including over $39 million through the Municipal Housing Infrastructure Program in Elgin County. We've expanded the Thames Valley Family Health Team to connect more than 13,000 additional patients in the community to world-class primary care close to home. And we invested $16 million to deliver the first, and these are so important for towns like this, the first ever MRI machine, and build a new laboratory at the St. Thomas Elgin General Hospital. Because Flacky, I'm sure everyone had to drive to London to get an MRI. Now they don't have to do that. We're working to build the most competitive, resilient, and self-reliant economy in the G7. By cutting the red tape, we've cut $1.2 billion of red tape and regulations, and making sure that we cut 1.8 million working hours, that they can reallocate those people to do jobs within their company rather than filling out mounds of government paperwork at all three levels, and attracting jobs and investment that will protect Ontario workers. Thanks to the leadership of Minister Fedeli and Minister Flack, manufacturers are coming back to southwestern Ontario, creating thousands of good-paying jobs, including right here in St. Thomas. Our government was proud to support Element 5's recent $107 million expansion of their mass timber manufacturing operations with an $8 million investment. Through our Invest Ontario Fund, creating 150 new good-paying jobs for the region. And of course, just down the road from here, Volkswagen's PowerCo has shovels in the ground on their historic new EV battery cell plant, which will create 3,000 direct, good-paying jobs and thousands of additional indirect jobs in the region across the supply chain and the broader economy. And today, we're here to celebrate another critical investment that will protect Ontario workers. I'm thrilled to welcome Vinode's $3.2 billion, with a B, billion-dollar investment to establish a new state-of-the-art manufacturing facility here in St. Thomas, which our government is proud to support. Again, the best birthday present I've ever had. $3.2 billion investment. It's absolutely incredible. Folks, this plant will create nearly 300 new good-paying jobs in its initial phase, with more than 1,000 jobs expected once the facility is fully operational, and will produce enough synthetic graphite to supply roughly 2 million electric vehicles, and that's every single year. I thought I heard maybe 3 million when someone was speaking, but 2 or 3 million, we'll make sure we get there. The graphite Vinode produces is a critical component, not just for electric vehicle batteries, but also for nuclear reactors. And we're leaders in nuclear everywhere in the world. And we just look forward to using that graphite right here in Ontario as well for defense technology and many other strategic sectors. By bringing production to Ontario, we're not only creating life-changing careers at this facility in St. Thomas, we're supporting tens of thousands of additional jobs across our supply chain, from mining and refining to battery manufacturing research, transportation, and advanced manufacturing, giving Ontario competitive advantage in the industries of tomorrow for generations to come. Folks, we heard the Stats Canada numbers come out for last month, and they're tough times right now. There's no doubt there's tough times, but we've created the environment and conditions for companies to come and invest in Ontario, invest in our great people. I always say our biggest asset is our people. 65,000 new jobs across Canada. Remember, 65,000 jobs across Canada. Out of that 65,000, 55,000 jobs were created here in Ontario, and I'm just so proud of everyone. And it's a team effort. It's not one person or one group. It's everyone working together. The fact is, Ontario has what the world needs. With our vast mineral wealth, our incredible manufacturing expertise, and our world-class workforce. We're going to keep doing everything in our power to support our workers, attract new investment, and protect the people of Ontario. I want to thank Minister Flack and Minister Fedeli and the Mayor, the people of St. Thomas, and all of Elgin County for your support as we work hard to bring good manufacturing jobs back to Ontario. Thank you, and may God bless the people of Ontario. Thank you so much.
All right, that was indeed Doug Ford and the Ford government addressing economic and education in St. Thomas. A lot of exciting things happening, a lot of new jobs. Also part of the Rebuild Canada stuff that the federal government's gone through, Canada becoming its own best customer. If you have any thoughts or comments about that, don't forget to leave them in the comment area. We'll be back, I assure you. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.